So Russell, what do you have to say about in your world, relationships at work? What role does the cause of the company or the values have on relationships at work when they work?
Everything. And it's one of the, such a missed opportunity. And I mean, we can get into purpose statements, vision statements, mission statements. I mean, they all kind of are all tied together. It's that greater understanding that what you're doing is tied to something bigger than you. It's tied to something of actually helping others. It's not a poster on a wall. It's not something you put on a website to entice people to apply to the organization. And then we forget about these things. We don't do anything. Like, I love the examples you provided, because one more thing also it's memorable. If you go into your organization and ask anybody what your vision, mission, purpose statement is, and they're like, I don't know, it could be 3 words, but if they don't know what it is, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's got no resonance. And people don't feel connected to it. So it comes back to a communication exercise. Are the words relevant? Do they matter to you personally? You have your own values. Do those align with the place in which you work? Mm-hmm. And I think if you can really get your vision, mission, values, purpose statement, if you can get all that right, where you are proud of it, then the next step is operationalizing it. It's really understanding, okay, well, that's what your value is. Say accountability. Well, what does that actually look like in the organization?
Yeah.
How do you reward that behavior? How do you reinforce that behavior? Because again, if it's just a poster or a website, it's a false statement because it actually doesn't mean anything. Are you hiring based on it? Are you promoting based on it?
And what are the consequences for not? That's what nobody wants to talk about. Yeah. What are the consequences when you have somebody, we're saying accountability, but let's use the word respect that almost everybody has in their values. Well, what happens when you're not respectful? What are the consequences? Do we talk about it? Do I have therapy about it, or coaching or counseling? Or do we all pretend we didn't hear it and maybe it'll mean it didn't happen?
And I'll go one step further on that as well, is defining it. Because we have a lot of diverse people that work from different geopolitical, cultural, everything. And what you think is respectful might be very different than what I think is respectful. Right. So we need to, I love that I keep coming back to communication. We have to define what these words are. Leadership, communication, those need to be defined. Yeah. We certainly throw them around like they're just a word of the day calendar exercise, but we don't actually go in and go, well, this is what I think leadership is. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
If you go to anybody in an organization, they'll be like, define leadership to you. And I mean, anybody in the organization, they'll be like, Brené Brown, Simon Sinek. This is what leadership is. Great. Then you see how the organization operates. Who do you promote? Based on being Simon Sinek or Brené Brown? No, you promote people or reward people based on fixing your problems or because they deliver a result, not how they got the result itself. So it's what the organization's really telling employees is the ends justify the means. Mm-hmm. It's not about the relationship to get to those results, which is a byproduct of a great relationship, great work ethic. It is the success metric. So you could be the most great Brené Brown, Simon Sinek clone in the world, but if you're not making X widget or delivering X service, you're fired or you're not promoted appropriately.
Yeah.
Meaning, but we're ignoring the DNA.
Yes, that's so good. So gosh, there's so much here.